Hi, this is Jeff Challen. In this brief screencast, I'm going to walk you through a small change you need to make to MP0 that is going to improve your workflow and also allow you to build the app successfully. If you start with the MP that we gave you, you're going to have some problems, particularly problems iterating and developing a solution quickly for the application. So let me show you what will go wrong. So let's say I'm over here. I've cloned the original version of the MP, and I'm going to run this test library function. And what you're going to see here is that initially I'm going to fail all the test cases. But let's say I go over here and I make a small mistake, and this happens to everybody. I do this all the time. Let's say I make a small mistake in my code and I forgot a semicolon here. When I run this, what's going to happen is I'm going to be presented with this incredibly unhelpful error message, no tests were found. So we want to fix that. The other problem is that if you updated recently, you might have gotten a version of the the version of the MP where you couldn't build the app successfully. So we're going to fix both those problems. Here's what we're going to do. Over here on the left, and you need to make sure you're in project view. So when you open up the MP for the first time, you might be called Android view. In what's called Android view. So we want to switch to project view. Once we're in project view, we're going to open this file here called build.gradle. What this is this is a file that configures our MP so that we can work on it. I'm just going to go back and undo that small change I made. So down here, there's two changes we need to make to this file. The first one is right up here. So as you can see, Android Studio is helpfully showing me that there's an upgrade available for this plugin, and I want to change it from version 0.13.4 to version from version 0.13.0 to version 0.13.4. If you see 0.13.4, then you already have the correct version. When I make a change to this file, Android Studio pops up this warning message that says that I should sync my Gradle configuration so that my build will work properly. But I'm about to make another change, so I'm not going to do that quite yet. Down here at the bottom, you may see a line that says task.grade.depends on checkstyle main. If you do see that, remove that line. So those are the two small changes I'm going to make. I'm going to change this from 0.13.4, this version right here on the Gradle grader. That's our grading plugin. And down here, I'm going to remove that line about adding a dependency to the grade task. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to sync. That's going to take a second. These steps are also documented on the website. So you can see here, this is going to show you the correct change to make here, and then also the thing to remove down here. So there's also a text version of this if you need it. So let's go back to Android Studio. Now everything has been updated. Now let's try that experiment that we performed a minute ago. So if I go back here, and let's say I'm working on Locator, right now it is going to build. I'm not going to get any points on the test because I haven't finished my work yet. But let's say I make a small error. Now what you're going to see is that it opens up this very helpful screen that's actually going to help me identify. If you come down here and double click, it'll take you right to the line in the file where the problem is. It also tells you what went wrong. Now if I rebuild this, what you'll see is now it's going to run the test suites again. So that's good. The other thing that you should be able to do, and we really want you to do this because this is a fully functioning app that you can use, and it's pretty cool. So you can run the application. If I select the app run configuration and hit play, I need to have configured a virtual device. It's something we went over in lab. I have a couple available. I'm going to choose a Nexus 5 that's a little bit of a lighter weight device that runs a little bit more smoothly on my machine. So I'm going to click OK. That's going to cause that emulator to fire up. It's actually running an older version of the application. So what's happening now is that Android Studio is building the application for my device. You can see down here there's an indication that there's a build running. This takes a minute, particularly the first time you do it. Once it's done, it's going to go ahead and install. It's installing APK. That's the Android application, bundled application that's going to be installed on the emulator. Okay, and when it's done, you can see that there's actually it looks like there's some actual information here. There's things that don't work. Obviously, centering doesn't work because you haven't implemented that, and this wandering feature won't work either until you finish the function that generates the random locations. But this is what you should see when you run the app. So once you make those small changes to that configuration file, you will be able to complete the MP, and you'll be able to work on it in a very natural way. So good luck on MP0, and I hope to see you in office hours tomorrow and this weekend.